we're not black and white today.
Hello, Carol. How are you today?
Hello,
Much
everybody.
better.
I hope we're not too black and white today. Everybody
Oh.
complained about our screen last week. I did some adjusting on the settings, so I don't know if I guess it helped, right?
Looks like the color's much better today.
I can see the red in my shirt.
Yep.
See the
Green.
bluish green or whatever.
How are you, Carol?
We are. Cal will be here in a minute. She had that up a long time ago. She's probably going to get something to drink or something.
Are you still here, or did you forget and leave us?
Oh yeah. So it's really nice here today. It's warm. It's been around here since we've been back from Arizona. It's 57 out.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice day. I haven't been out though. I've been pretty much sitting in my chair doing YouTube today, so taking it easy today.
Both of us have pretty much ain't done too much all weekend, really. We were both supposed to do a lot, and neither one of us did much at all. I know I didn't do anything, to be honest
Well,
with
you
you.
did editing, so
I did editing, but that's fun. Well, it's work, but
Hmm.
it's fun. I did a movie, and I did tweak a couple of videos, and watched a couple of videos I needed to catch up on, and
I did lives. So yeah. But YouTube and stuff basically we're catching up on.
yep.
Other than that, taking it easy. Kind of needed a weekend like that because we've been so busy lately. It kind of feels nice to just have a down day.
Yep. So we got 4 likes and 1 person watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys.
Hello, everyone that's liking us out there.
We
Come visit us.
haven't
Come
done
talk
nothing to
to
like
us.
so far. We hardly ever do. I don't know.
Come talk to us. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, we feel lonely and alone right now.
Right.
It's probably the longest we've ever been alone on a live.
I know,
Right?
talking to ourselves, that's
It's
unusual.
crazy.
Not that I don't talk to myself on a regular basis, but I'm just not supposed to do it in front of people.
Right.
I usually do it when no one's looking.
I talk to myself sometimes too. Hello, Mel.
Hello,
How are you?
Melanie. How are you? Melanie's our beautiful daughter coming to visit us.
Yep. So nobody's here yet, Mel. Only you. Carol.
you.
Carol's here, but she'll be back.
Carol went somewhere. We don't know where she
Must
went.
go get
Maybe she's
something
taking a
to drink.
nap. She's out too early.
Everybody's got a lot of things to do today. It's a beautiful day.
It is a
that's for
nice
sure.
day out. Did you guys go and train today? So they do Schützen training with their doggies. Well, they have 3 German Shepherds, but they train. One does training. So
What do they call it?
Schützen?
Shih Tzu?
No,
I
Schützen.
know. I'm kidding.
So they usually are training on Sundays somewhere.
Yeah, they used to go to New Hampshire. Now they
Go to New Hampshire. They've gone to Maryland for training.
go to Berkshire or something too, or something. Or
They've gone. I think now they're going to Connecticut. So,
Connecticut, that's what
still,
it is.
or actually Western Mass, I think it is.
New England's so small that anybody out there that's listening,
Right.
like in Texas or something, we're talking
Right.
about 3 states that you can
Right.
drive to in like probably
3 hours.
30 minutes between the 3. You know, to make
Well,
the
3
cost-
hours. 3
cost
hours
a
to New
lot.
Hampshire.
Well, to cost the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours from New
But
Hampshire.
like you could do Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, and probably you could hit each border in about 20 minutes if you did the right route.
Right.
Things are pretty tiny around here.
Yeah. Hello, Jason. How are you today?
Camping. Hello. I watched a couple of your videos today. It was very fun. I really liked it.
Hello,
I really did.
AA Khan. How are you? So nice of you to join us.
I slowed the chat down a little bit, so
Yeah.
maybe I
You
slowed
can
it down
read it,
too
right?
much.
All right, so when we talk too much, we can still remember to be able to say hi to
Right.
everyone.
So
You're a new friend,
when
AA
I talk
Khan.
too much, you said?
No, so that way when we talk too much, we can I can still
Well, I
read
thought you
it.
said I talk too much. It's usually you that talks too much. but
Well,
not here though. I usually talk too
that's
much.
right. It's usually you.
I get long-winded.
Hello,
Some
Tom
of
and
my
Laurie. How are
stories.
you?
Hey Tom. Hey Laurie. How are you guys?
Yippee!
Yeah, the house is on the market, and
We actually got
we're
a
one step closer, guys.
we actually got an offer today.
We did offered full price,
Full
and
price.
we've had I don't know. I want to say probably 14 or 15 different people do walkthroughs. We haven't even had an open house yet, so it looks good. Like there's lots of people looking.
We have to decide by tomorrow. They gave us a deadline. So
Yeah, we're not
and
gonna.
our open house is on Saturday and Sunday, so we're hoping to wait till Saturday or Sunday.
Right. We're gonna ask these guys.
Right.
You guys are gonna have to wait till after the open house, and if they can't wait, then they don't get the house. Or whatever. We'll see.
So it's a waiting game and the little like
All
see
the
who
waiting game.
the play game. See who can wait it out longer. Jason's doing stinking awesome.
Yeah,
Jason's
you are.
always stinking awesome.
You are.
He is a stinking awesome guy. He's got stinking awesome dimples too. Carol, we said hi to you earlier, but I think you went away.
Hi,
so
Carol.
I guess you're back. You got
How are
bored
you?
waiting for us to come say hi.
We knew you were here, but we figured you went up to get a coffee or a tea or a drink or
We're hoping you didn't
whatever.
fall asleep.
yeah. We were hoping you didn't fall asleep. We wanted to talk to
You've
you.
been here for a little while yet, so we knew you were already here for a while. So it would like me if I sit still long enough, I'll fall asleep. So I've unfortunately done that in a couple lives, and with my finger, I fall asleep and I got my finger there, and I've actually erased a couple people's comments so embarrassingly, and I had to admit, oh my god, I erased their comments. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Actually,
embarrassed.
Banned people comments once by it just by hitting the wrong
Oh, he's
the
done
wrong
it, yeah.
button.
In fact, you're
And-
supposed to put that away.
And Jesse from Lazy Days with Jesse and Lisa was here, and he was going, Merton, keep your finger off the buttons for Christ's sake, please, whatever you're doing, please. So yeah, okay, you got it. Oh, Cal's cooking. Yeah, pay attention. You don't want to burn anything, and you want it to come out just right, Cal?
What are you cooking, Carol? What are you making?
Tell Ashley we said hi too.
Yes, tell Ashley we said hello.
A couple of weeks ago, the chat was so fast we couldn't keep up. So last week I slowed it down by 10%. 2 weeks ago, and then I slowed it down by 20% last week. This week I slowed it down by 30%. I don't know, it might be a little too much, but it's what we got. We're not going to get your comments for about 30 seconds after you put them up and stuff. So, but it'll give us time to read it and talk about it, right?
Right. Carol, that's her fat finger usually doing the same thing.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
So, Carol, have you tried the pen tip like I told you?
Try the pen.
He loves it.
You know, I use the back. I got a pen got like a spongy place on the back of it, and I can type way faster and way more accurate with that than I can with these fingers on my phone. On my laptop, I can type pretty well, but man, my big fingers on that little trinket on my phone, yeah, I got to constantly correct. It's crazy, and I try to talk, but then you end up having to go back and correct anyway. So a lot of the time, you just better off to text instead of trying to talk. You have to correct it anyway. And then I always end up missing something I'm supposed to correct. And then you send a stupid message and it doesn't make any sense. All it takes is one word, I swear, in a message, and it just sends the whole thing off.
One letter is enough to
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
It's just, one letter.
Ashley got you a style. I think they're called stylus. So Ashley got you one. You should try using it. Makes it actually you can do it much faster too, I think.
Yeah, right.
I'm not most people like double thumbs, not me. I'm like one finger at a time. So I just took a break from cleaning. Currently, loading. Wow.
Busy.
Wow, good for you, Jason. Got
Jason.
some pans prepped for cleaning.
That's
wow. Geez, you've been a busy boy. Your wife's got you trained quite well. I like it.
Oh, yeah. So it's been very hectic around here. The real estate agents have been here. Today we're sitting here about, I don't know what time this morning, about 11 o'clock in the morning, maybe something like that, 12 o'clock, whatever. And, we're not expecting any company. We have ding dong. And we looked as people want to come in and look at the house. It's like, we didn't answer the door. I mean, we weren't ready for anybody. We weren't dressed properly or anything like that. So we just kind of stayed still, and they sat out front and stared at the house for a while and then left.
They finally called the real
But they
estate
had-
agent and made an appointment for tomorrow. They thought the
Come to find
open
out,
house was this week. Yeah.
that's,
Next
it
week.
wasn't like they were being ignorant. They honestly thought it was here. So we've got some really good response so far. And I was supposed to work on the floor of Finicky Franny this weekend, and I haven't touched it. I just kind of got lazy, and
Your back was bothering you today.
my
So.
back's stiff. And yesterday I was supposed to do it, but I just
Well, yesterday we did a lot of
did
errands.
all kinds of stuff. We
Yeah.
had to go to Camping World. I hate Camping World, and spend so much money at Camping World.
Well, we did good
So we
yesterday.
went. We bought
a new
bought
toilet.
a new toilet because ours isn't quite wide enough. It's a fine toilet, but it ain't wide enough. So we got the same model, but I don't know, 4 inches wider. And we also bought, Sue wanted a recliner for the rig because she likes to sit in her recliner. So we went and bought one, and I figured out a way I'm going to be able to mount it inside the Class C so that, if we have an accident, it won't become a weapon and fly across the whole truck or whatever, So I found a way to anchor it down, and Susie can have a nice recliner.
We kind of looked like the hillbillies, though. We had it strapped into the back. We had the toilet seat in the back of the Corolla.
In a Corolla.
And we had the front part, the top part of the chair in the back Corolla, and we had the back part of the chair hanging out of the back of the trunk. And we went inside. We're like, "Do you have any rope?" And the lady came out with a bungee cord. She was a bungee cord with every purchase.
And we were like,
she was a really nice lady.
And we saved a lot of money too. We happened to hit it just right. They were having
57th
a
birthday.
Good Sam 57th birthday
57th
party,
birthday,
whatever they were
yeah.
calling it, and you could pick coupons. We picked the $40 coupons, so we got
Which- yeah.
$40 off the toilet or the chair.
The toilet first thing, and then
Toilet.
we decided to go back and look at the couch afterwards. I mean, the chair. We went back and looked at the chair, and I said, "Do we get another pull?" And she goes, "Oh no, only one per customer." She goes, "But there's a coupon on the back of that advertisement there." So turn the book over. It was a 20% coupon, so I got another $100 off the
Right,
chair.
so
So
we-
I actually
We
saved
saved a
$140.
lot of dough. We walked out of there with
Not
a brand new
bad,
toilet
not bad.
and a new seat for Sue, and saved ourselves what $100+. So,
Right?
sounds really, really good.
Geez, Jason, you haven't trained your kids to clean yet. Wow.
James Cantonese, welcome,
Hello,
welcome,
James.
welcome.
I bet Ashley is. She's been working 2 jobs, poor girl.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. We met her. We met Ashley. We met Carol and Ashley. We had a blast. We met in North Carolina in the parking lot of an IHOP and had pancakes and breakfast and met each other and had fun and laughed and talked. And
Nice lady.
yeah, we
Nice young girl too.
made lifetime friends. Made a lot of
Sure.
lifetime friends on our trip out to Arizona and back.
James, how are you feeling? You've been having some issues going on lately, and I'm so glad that you guys finally got your heat. It's finally warming up now, but it was nice to have heat finally. You guys went like what, September, I think, October
Crazy.
through I think February before you got your heater in.
My God.
So that was quite a while.
Gee.
Jason says, "Don't get him started." Sometimes my kids had chores when they were younger, and my son would do such a bad job. It was like almost worth not even having him do the stuff. It's like just go. It's not worth the aggravation. I'll wash the dishes myself because they all need to be washed anyway. So it's like just go away. I think he did it on purpose because he knew I would end up doing it.
I think I fought my son for 6 years to take the garbage out. I really did. And finally, I just ended up just taking the freaking garbage out myself. It's not worth it. And I can remember next door. It's a funny little story. I can remember next door when the boy over next door here was about 8, and the father cranked up the weed eater for him, and the boy's out there doing the weed eating, and he's out there doing the mowing, and he's standing all proud of his son. And he's telling me, "Oh yeah, I'm all set. I'm not gonna have to mow the lawn anymore." It's like, okay. So like I seen the kid do it about 3 times, and that was it. Kurt's been mowing the lawn ever since. So
They don't even help him
it's tough to
shovel.
get kids to really do something. It's a lot of these kids, they don't grow up till they have kids of their own or whatever. So then they realize.
They don't
yeah.
shovel. They don't. Our kids did help us shovel though.
Yeah.
They would help. We had a really long driveway in
Long
Westport, and
driveway, yeah.
we didn't have
we'd
a
get
snowblower
buried.
on those days. We were out there shoveling.
Oh,
with
yeah,
my
we
hand,
were young and could do it, but yeah,
and the kids did help. They were
We-
good about that.
we got a couple of really big bad snowstorms there too. We had
We
to
did.
dig
We were,
our
like,
heart out,
buried
and
in
it was a
snow.
long ass driveway. It was out in
It
the
was.
country and big long ass driveway. We got a short driveway here, and it's got asphalt, so I mean it's pretty
Much
easy
easier, yeah.
to.
Plus, our driveway had like banks on either side. It was kind
Oh,
of sunken
terrible.
down with high banks on either side. So like there's, you kind of got into this no place to put the snow
Right,
situation.
right.
So when we first moved here 25 years ago, you're touching buttons.
I am not. It's a notification.
25 years ago, when we moved here, we were younger, and we used to actually we'd shovel our driveway, our next door across the street's driveway, to our right driveway, and the lady across the street. So we'd actually do 4 driveways. So we'd be out there doing 4 driveways. So you can tell now we're like, you want me to shovel what?
I actually did that when I moved here. I was young enough to do. There was all old people here, and I would do
Yeah.
all of
We
it
do all-
there. Well, I would do 3. Yeah, I would do 3 plus ours, and go out there, just shovel away, come in and feel fine. So
Jason said spanking was a thing when he was growing up, and he wouldn't dare talk back or slouch on chores.
there's nothing wrong with,
He had made a stick at one point for the kids, and all he had to do was
Yeah.
show it to them, and they would smart.
I
they
never
would
had to
stop.
really-
Yeah, he never
I
used
never
it.
really had to use it, and I'm not saying any kind of abuse at all, but the Bible said, spoil the rod, spare the rod, spoil the child. There's some truth to that,
Yeah. I mean, it's just
If
crazy.
you, like-
Sometimes some of these kids today could really use a little whack in the bum.
A little whack in the ass wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt a kid today. A lot of these kids today, but oh my God, that wasn't politically correct.
No, it wasn't. And plus today they're like, little
I can
monsters.
see the subscriptions going away now. He thinks you should abuse kids. Not what I said, by any means. But there should be some sort of reprimand, other than time out
Other than the kids screaming
for
something.
bad things.
the kids scream in the store if they want a balloon, and they cry long enough, and mommy finally
And
gives
then
them
they
the
give
balloon.
it to them.
So they just
They create their own
help
little
anything.
monster. They've created a little monster that you can't spank, right? So you kind of like my grandfather said, you're shoveling shit against the tide. You're never going to win.
Right, because kid just cries
Just
long
keep
enough.
coming
gets what
back
he
at you,
wants.
no matter how hard you shovel.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't have an ocean next to them might not get that.
Right.
Yeah.
Too funny. Well, Carol lives next to the water. So does Jason.
She was close enough to water to see it. I've
Yeah.
seen waves, I'm sure.
They're both North
Yeah.
Carolina. So, and James, I forget where are you located, James? I forget.
I want to say Canada, but I can't remember for some reason.
No, I don't think it's Canada.
There's so many channels that
I forget.
I can't.
Remind us, James, of where you live. I forget. My brain just only holds so much info, and it's getting smaller amounts of info every day. Yeah, I can't remember. Where is James? I think he might be Ohio. Am I guessing correctly? Ohio, maybe. I know he's in a
Could be.
cold state.
I'm not. I thought Canada. So
No, he's in a cold
I-
state, but he's
I-
in the
I
U.S.
could be wrong.
I do believe he's in the U.S. So it might be Ohio.
So tomorrow morning, I thought for the first time since 1982, I'm going to a new job tomorrow morning. And crazily enough, I'm actually nervous, and I shouldn't be. And once I get there and I get in there and say hi to everybody, I know I'll be fine because I already went last week and got orientated to the place and a bunch of wonderful people. And I don't have to be the head mechanic. I'm going to spend most of my time out doing grounds maintenance on the golf course, mowing and light labor and stuff instead of hovering over a machine, being frustrated, capping your knuckles, breaking your fingers, all that kind of crap, and losing sleep because you can't get something running or can't get parts for something. I mean, it's just, yeah. So I'm going to be he has a young mechanic there who knows quite a bit. He's pretty handy with tools. I worked with him a little bit one morning just to get the feel for him, and he listened to me and he absorbed what I said. So he's not. I was a little worried like he would be offended that I was coming on the property, and I came on the property and we met and we hit it right off, and he absorbed everything I told him, and so I'm going to be his consultant, and I'll answer his questions and occasionally assist him, but I'm not responsible for the equipment as far as keeping it running. So it's good, I'm very happy. But man, my palms are sweaty. I'm 67 years old and going to a new job, and my palms are sweaty about it. It's crazy stuff. But it's because I haven't done it since 1982. I mean, it's weird. Hey, I've been driving up 24 North here in Massachusetts, driving to Fall River Country Club since 1982. So now I'm getting in the car here and I'm going left and I'm going 1 mile down the road to Allendale Country Club, completely new place, completely new people. So I'm nervous, but I'll make it. I just can't wait to get there, get in there and get it started, and I'll be fine. Then I'll tell my boss, hey, I haven't been able to sleep. I'm going to go home and go to, no, yeah. So, but I'll bet you I'll sleep like a baby tomorrow night.
Jason says good luck with the new job.
Thank you so much.
He's just worrying. He's a worrywart, basically. And he says he's not going to worry about the machines, but I bet any money he'll be worrying about the machines too. So, unfortunately,
I probably will, but I'm not responsible for it. I'm just supposed to be the consultant, and that's fine. And I'm going to stick to that too. I've already hashed out with my new boss, and he promises me 80 to 90% of the time I'll be out on the golf course just to help Mark, and that's what I'm going to do. And I think we're going to hit it off. He's a good kid. It's amazing. It's hard to find kids like that today who's eager to learn and can use tools and think. And hey, I was with him for 2 hours. He never looked at his cell phone. That's saying something for the kids today, I think, because we lost so much time at Fall River Country Club with these kids looking at their cell phone. And don't say anything because it's a personal thing. You're not supposed to say anything. Hey, I can remember me and Sue wouldn't talk when I was at work unless the house was on fire or smoke was coming out of the wall or one of the kids fell down with a broken arm. That was it. It had to be something serious, right, Sue?
thankfully the kids never broken arm, but
No.
yeah.
Now today, though, I mean, the kids communicate constantly. They're constantly looking at it. They're constantly looking stuff up. And you lose hours and hours of man time. It's crazy. I know I'm sounding like a cantankerous old bastard. I'm sorry.
You swear a lot today. Stop.
I'm sorry.
That swears. Jeez.
Yes, I know. This is a family channel. I'm sorry. I'm all wound up today.
He is all wound up.
Can you tell?
And he's worried
Nervous.
about the young boy that's, because in his day, he wouldn't have liked having someone come in and teach him how to do stuff or tell him what to do. So he would not have liked that. So he's very surprised that this young guy is
Oh my God.
willing to be taught by someone who has so much knowledge.
And I was
But
afraid
he
to,
could not have handled that
you
in
know,
his day.
I could see where I'd go in there with the wrong guy, and he would think I was stepping on his toes. And I even told him and said, "I'm just part of this team." I actually said that to him. So I'm just part of this team. I'm not here to step on anybody. If you have any questions, and that was, as soon as I said, "Do you have any questions?" He started, "Oh, I'm having a problem with this sprayer. Oh, I'm having a problem with this machine," which they haven't had running in like, I want to say they said 2.5 months, but they might have said 2.5 years, which I doubt very much. But 2.5 months they've been trying to get it running, and I had it running in 15 minutes. So they were all like, "Oh my God!" But the thing is, between you and me, it was really something simple that he just happened to miss. That I just happened to be
Knowledgeable.
wise enough to like look there. That's all it is. Nothing I do is rocket science at all. If anybody knows me, you'll believe it. Nothing I do is rocket science. It's a lot
But you
of
still don't know what you're doing if you don't know what you're
yeah,
doing.
but it's a
you can't
lot of
fix
common
it.
sense. So
But not everybody has that
no,
knowledge.
not everybody does.
No.
You're right.
Carol had chicken breast in the Instapot. Sounds
Wow,
good,
that
Carol.
sounds good. I'll bet you it was one of Cooking with Rick's recipes, possibly. I hope Cooking with Rick stops by tonight. I like it when he stops by.
Carol, I made some chicken I made it in the crock pot. Well, actually, he made it in the crock pot. But you ever tried putting salsa? He put like medium salsa, just a jar of medium salsa. But he actually went a step further. I usually just throw the salsa on top and cook it over with the chicken. But he went 2 steps further. He added a little bit of chicken broth to it with the salsa, and he put potatoes in it. Oh my God, the potatoes came out so good. The little round
They did.
baby potatoes.
Then I added.
boy, they
I
come out
know
good.
it's overkill, but I added a little rice because I wanted rice. It actually went together good. It really did. I mean, there's a lot of starch, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Yeah.
Carol, it was cooking with Carol. It wasn't cooking with Rick.
Cooking with Carol.
Sorry guys, I kicked the. Sorry.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
need to shake
You're right, Jay. That sometimes simple things can be made way too complicated by overthinking. Yeah.
He's a definite overthinker. He
I-
worries.
I've actually had times. Well, you're talking about getting that thing
Yeah.
running and that kid
Right,
missing it.
right.
But I've had times when, as a mechanic, something will happen to a machine, and 9 times out of 10, it's just one thing. I can't think of an example, and I'll go after that, and I'll look for it, and I'll look for it, and I'll look for it, and I'll be missing something really simple here because it ain't normally that problem. So I think that's what happened to him. It was just a bad ground. That when the motor was vibrating, it was making the ground make contact or not, make contact or not. So fire and misfire, fire and misfire, and backfire and fire and misfire. All I did is take the ground off. I don't think anybody at work's listening. All I did is take the ground off, clean the ground, put it on, tighten it up, and it ran like a charm. So, but it's just experience. But that's what the guy's paying me for, is that experience, So that's kind of cool.
Jason has a guy at work that overcomplicates everything. When you can sit back and look at that, you're like, oh my God, will you just stop? But in that person's world, they're like,
They make an ant.
Yeah.
They make a molehill out of an anthill. My grandfather used to say, yeah. And there's less and less with the young people today. There's less and less. Not that there's not as a rule, but in general, there's less and less common sense. I mean, it's like they know a lot because they have Google at their fingertips, but common sense, not so much. I swear, if I could make a common sense app and give it to the kids, it would be the biggest hit. It would be the biggest hit since Google itself, because they'd be like, oh, what do I do if I get a flat tire in a high-speed lane on 195? Pull your friggin' car over, you idiot. You don't stop in the middle of the high-speed lane, just perfect example and no common sense. Am I going off like an old man again?
are you again? I
I'm
wonder.
I'm sorry. I'll backpedal.
I think he's a little nervous today, guys. He's just going off. Carol made some yellow rice earlier to go with her chicken. Sounds good, Carol.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
Oh, she tried the salsa on the pot and the chicken before. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? My niece gave me that recipe a long time ago. The other thing too is I had made a long time ago. I haven't made it in a long time. Is apricot jelly or jam. Put the apricot jelly in. I've never done it in the crock pot. I've done it more like in the oven.
Very good.
And that is
like,
just makes it sweet tasting.
Plus it tenderizes it.
It does. It tenderizes
I
it.
swear.
That's a really easy one too. Just throw it on top and bake it. I'm sure you can use it in the Instant Pot too.
It's very cool.
No more sugar for you.
No,
I don't think he's had any sugar today.
come to think of it, I don't believe. Well, my peanut butter has a little sugar, but nothing.
Oh, that's true. Does that big peanut
No
butter.
candy. Like I had 2 Score bars yesterday morning for breakfast. Right, that's real healthy. I'm off the
Reese's peanut
the
for a
Reese's peanut butter kit for a while. It's been like a year and a half or 2 years or maybe even longer. And I've been lately it's either Score bars or Heath bars.
You've always liked Heath bars.
Yeah, I like Heath bars
Score
better
bars.
than Score, but you can't
You
get
can't find Heath bars. too
Heath
easy.
bar everywhere. You got to go to like the package store across from work, but I don't go into the package store. I always go into Cullen Farms. So I don't go in there.
You don't get your Heath bar, you get a Score, just about the same anyway.
Yeah, they're thicker and hotter on your teeth, though.
Jason said, Google is the problem. We had to get our hands dirty to figure out how things works to fix them. Now it just gets Googled, and they never learn how these things work.
And they don't comprehend it because they don't have to because they can just ask Google again.
Right.
But back in our day, like if I learned something, I'd have it in my head. I didn't have Google to go back to. Although I do use Google today, I'm not saying I don't. Like everybody else, there's been times in my job, the last 4, 5, 6 years since I've had an iPhone. Well, actually, a couple of years since I've had an iPhone, that I've used Google, and it's given me an idea how to work on.
A couple times, big time.
Yeah.
He actually was surprised that he could find a video on whatever it was.
On
he was trying to
whatever
fix.
you ask
He was
it,
surprised.
how do you take a rear bearing off of the giant cutting wheel on a 935 wood chipper? And I swear to you, there was a video on it. It showed I was going to try to pull it, and it was like 11, more like 18 years old. So trying to pull that off would be difficult. And had this old timer. Imagine me calling him an old timer who had a cutter, and he cut the bearing and then almost into the shaft, and took a punch and hit it a couple times, and it split and fell off. I couldn't believe it. And I've been in this business since I was 13. I didn't know you could do that with a bearing, but it was right there on YouTube. It made a multiple hour job done in about 1 hour or less. So yeah, there's places for it. Google's cool, but it spoils people.
Jason loves his Fifth Avenue bars and whatchamacallits. I don't know if I've ever had a whatchamacallit.
I had a whatchamacallit way back before I was gluten free. Yeah.
I'm more a 1,000 grand bar. I like 1,000 grand bars. Those are good.
1,000 grand. Oh yeah, 100,000.
100 grand. 100 grand. Yeah.
$100,000.
Right.
$100,000.
A little bit of caramel.
That was back
crunchies.
when $100,000 was a really, really lot of money. It looked like
Now I think they're just called grand bars.
now it should be called a $5 billion bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, but Merton, you and I can do that because we already know how these things work. So use Google to cut down on some of the time. As we watch or read, if something doesn't sound right, we will know the difference. Very true.
Very true.
Right.
There again, though, that's common sense. You got to admit that's a little common sense going on there. So yeah.
Carol says, "Oh no, no more peanut butter cups." For now, Carol, I'm sure.
For now, I'll be back
he
on the
wouldn't
kick
turn them
soon.
off,
It is my favorite candy, but I'm just taking a break.
He goes like that. He goes in stretches like that. He likes something and he likes it, and then he doesn't
Hello,
like it
Sue.
anymore.
Thank you for coming.
So.
Yeah, they
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. It's my buddy's fault because I sent him up to get Reese's Pieces and he didn't have any, so he just grabbed me something that was gluten free, and he knew that was gluten free, John. And so I ate that, and I got right onto the kick of the Heath bars. I always say Heat bars because that's how they say it in Fall River, Massachusetts, but it's Heath bars. Yeah.
Watch your teeth.
Right.
How are you today, Sue? Hope you're doing well.
I hope so. I went for a ride with Bob there through that reserve. It was beautiful. I'm looking forward to going back in there with him. I wouldn't mind taking an e-bike down there. Tell him he scares the heck out of me going down that 2-lane road, though. So, at 30 miles an hour on an electric bike with cars passing him, whoa! No wonder I guess he was probably a pretty good stock car driver. Oh. That's for sure.
Nothing bothers him. He just goes, right?
He's wide open, having fun.
So we're talking about what kind of candy bars we like. What's your favorite? I know you can't do sugar right now, so it's probably a bad time to be asking you. And Carol, what did you say your favorite was? I'm trying to remember what Melanie's is. Melanie's was, what's Melanie's favorite candy bar? Hmm.
I don't know.
Isn't that terrible? I can't remember. I think she's a peanut butter cup girl, actually.
Melanie's there. Melanie, what's your favorite kind of
Right.
candy bar?
How about you, Tom and Laura? You guys still hanging
Carol's
out?
is Snickers.
No, Melanie's was not Snickers for sure.
No, Carol's.
Oh, Carol's is Snickers. Yeah.
Did you hear these on
Yes. Sorry.
there? We have to ask each other all the time if we have our hearing aids on because we both forget them. The other day I forgot them for a whole day and a half. I wondered why the hell I couldn't hear. The funny part about my hearing aids is we have these split heaters, and I went for 8 years at work, swearing to God to the guys at work that these things are absolutely silent. You can't even hear them. You never hear them. You wouldn't even know they make a noise. As soon as I came home from Mexico last January or February and walked in with my hearing aid, they make noise. So I hope nobody went out and bought a split expecting them to be totally silent because they're not. But
It's Melanie's Butterfinger, and she does love her peanut butter cups. True. She wouldn't turn on any candy bar.
I wouldn't turn down many candy bars either, except for the ones that ain't gluten free. That's for sure. I wouldn't turn down almost any kind of candy.
Good for you, Sue. She's been over a month since she had any because Sue just found out that she's diabetic, so
Oh wow.
she has to watch no more sugar intake. So it's been a month over a month with no sugar, which is I've done that
It's hard
before,
to
and it is hard once you first do it. But once you get used to it, it's not so bad.
And there's sugar in everything, places you wouldn't even
Yeah.
imagine they're the beet sugar, like barbecue sauce, peanut butter, stuff like that.
everything.
People don't think about it, but all that stuff has sugar. in it.
Salad dressing.
Salad
I was
dressing.
talking with Carol the other day, and we were talking about salad dressing, and she's like, "Oh, I wonder if this has sugar." Yep, it has sugar. So I mean, even salad, it's hard to find a salad dressing that doesn't have sugar in it. Because I used to do no sugar whatsoever, and so it was really tough to find it. I only had like 2 different brands I could buy that didn't have sugar in them. So it is hard.
I just want sugar, basically.
He does
Seriously,
like
I
sugar.
am seriously addicted to 2 things. I've decided I'm seriously addicted: sugar in general, and I decided peanut butter. If I don't have peanut butter at some point during the day, whether it's on a piece of bread or on a cracker or a spoonful off of a spoon, I almost have withdrawal symptoms. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Do you think it's psychotic or do you think it's for real? Because it's almost like I got to have peanut butter. I don't feel right. It's weird. There is a little sugar in my peanut butter, but not much. So it can't be that I'm craving.
It is. So what kind of salad dressing are you making? I used to make a honey mustard, which I really love.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I try not to do the sugar, so I wasn't doing the honey either.
Yeah, I don't think you could do honey either, Sue. But man, when she used to make that honey mustard, it was the best.
It was really good honey
You
mustard.
can go. Here we go with Google again. But you can get a recipe on Google like in
For
two
anything,
in 2
yeah.
seconds for almost any salad dressing that you buy. There's a homemade version, and the ones we've tried are always better than what you get out of a bottle. It really is.
Sue said she really misses her bread. She's addicted to bread.
Yeah.
I think Melanie's addicted to bread too. Melanie loves her bread. She goes to one restaurant that she loves just because she loves the bread, and they have a olive like oil and garlic butter type stuff you dip it into. So that's one of her favorite restaurants to go to just because she likes the butter and the bread. So
What beef?
yeah, I have been doing some bread. I'll do like maybe
A little bit.
4 pieces a week
Yeah,
actually.
which
I
is
used to
fine.
not do any whatsoever. So I
That's
went
fine,
years
though.
with no bread. So I know what you're going through.
You gotta have a little fun.
Yeah. You make ranch dressing with mayo, sour cream, and Hidden Valley Ranch. Okay.
Sue was addicted to bread before I got diagnosed with gluten free. For having to go gluten free, my addiction was, and still kind of is. I'd jump back in a second if I wasn't gluten free. Was McDonald's cheeseburgers? They're cheap, they're shitty. There's just something about them. I think it's because I've been eating them. Like I started eating them when I was a kid. We used to go up to Fall River when the McDonald's was in Fall River here, and when I was a kid, and go up there and eat them. So I think it's got something to do with that. I like the cheap pickle and the cheap pickled onions and the lousy high fructose corn syrup mustard and the dinky little shitty piece of beef that you get. And I don't know why. I just like McDonald's cheeseburgers. And I've gone and got their burgers and put them in my own bread, but you can never get it with the condiments on it, huh, Sue?
Nope.
No matter how hard I try. It's like you vary from how they make the hamburger in McDonald's and you'll never ever get it. It's not like Burger King where they let you have it your way. McDonald's, you either do it their way or you ain't gonna get it. I swear to God, I never ever get a hamburger from my own bread from there with the condiments on it. And Sue will say, put the condiments on it every single time. It's maddening. Lately, in fact, whenever you go to a restaurant, you don't get what you're supposed to get.
No, it's terrible. Like
You
we
just
actually
don't.
went out, because we had a showing yesterday, so we went out and we did some errands, and then we stopped at IHOP for. He's been dying for the Caro once again. He was dying for the gluten-free pancakes.
Yeah,
So
I
we
actually
had
got
that
him,
when
Carol.
we actually when we met Carol, that's what he wanted to have was IHOP pancakes. So, but of course they didn't have any pancakes in stock that day. But he got to have them yesterday. But
They were
we
good.
asked for extra syrup. So they sent two things of syrup, and in the process, I got my blueberry pancakes, and it comes with blueberry. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, compote. It's just a whole bunch of pile of. Basically, it looks like the canned
Compote.
blueberries that you get out of the can. Like if you're making a blueberry pie, that it looks like they put that all over the top of it. Of course, it didn't come with them. So I ended up having. So we shared the syrup because who wants to get out of the car and go back in there? Because we were eating the car. We weren't eating in the store. We were eating the car. And who wants to go back in there to get the darn syrup? So it was disappointing once again.
I think a capote was one of them French ruffled shirts, so I don't think it's.
I don't know what you come about a shirt. I do love pasta as well, Carol and Sue, but does not love me anymore. I could eat pasta every day of the week, but
I
my
could
stomach
too.
does
I like
not
pasta.
like. I like the pasta. It's just the sauce that my stomach doesn't like, and I'm the kind of person I want to have more sauce than pasta. I love my sauce on my pasta, and so we just had. In fact, he made pasta the other day, and we had it, and
It was
then
good.
we had leftovers today, and my stomach was like, not happy.
In an uproar.
Yeah, it wasn't an uproar. I just had to go take. I
If I
took
eat it-
four of my Acidil pills to try to calm it down. So
If I eat it 2 or 3 nights in a row, it'll do that. But lately, if I eat it one night, it doesn't bother me. So
yeah, he's been doing it, but
it's
yeah,
fine. My stomach's been getting
yeah.
like a little better on that kind of stuff. I don't know why. Like even hot stuff. Like I've been getting
Hot stuff.
Stick and Mule hot sauce, and I've been using it on like when we do the taco salad, and it's on fire hot. I mean, it's wicked hot,
It doesn't
and
bother
it
him.
doesn't bother my stomach. It's amazing. It almost, in a weird way, seems to almost like help my stomach. I don't know.
It's really crazy because when we first got married, he had a wicked bad ulcer.
I couldn't take it.
He had to eat basically cream soups and
That's
stuff
because
like
I
that.
had
And
two babies, and I was making $83 a week. That's why I had an
but
ulcer.
he was, he had a really bad ulcer, and then it healed and it went away, and now we can actually eat hot stuff. Jason's having homemade pizza tonight. We haven't made homemade pizza in a while. We've been making we've been buying what brand is it?
Fajitos, Frenchie,
Fucita.
Fajitos,
Fucita, whatever. We can't even say
it's
the name.
it's an Italian name, yeah.
But it's a gluten-free pizza,
It's a
so we add
gluten-free
that
pizza.
in there.
You get it at
Yeah. They have it
BJ's or
everywhere.
probably Costco.
Fuchsia, that's what it is.
Fuchsia, that's what it is. Yeah.
Hello, Rebecca. How are you today? Thanks so much for joining us. So Rebecca is very excited because they're having a big M&T Homestead is having a big meetup early June, mid-June, I say. I think June 21st, she said. And they're going to everybody's got, Rebecca makes hats for everyone.
And thank you, by the way, you made me a hat, and I love it, and I wore it, and we're going to do a shout out on it.
Soon. We just haven't
Soon.
gotten to it. But everyone is going to wear Rebecca's hat, and they're going to take a picture. So it really touched Rebecca that everyone's going to be wearing. They want to make sure everyone that goes to the meetup brings their hat that Rebecca made for them.
That lady
And they're
works
going to
very
all
hard.
they're all going to wear their hats for her. So isn't that sweet?
Welcome, Steve. I just was watching one of your videos today, a couple of your videos. The one where you did the cemetery in Sasco, and I went all the way back to your original channel. And it looked like a Hollywood production. Whoa, dude, you did a nice job on that.
Hello, Steve. How are you? Hello, Oki, if you're listening. And sweet Lucas.
Yeah, how is Lucas doing? I was gonna text you the other day and ask how is Lucas doing with his separation anxiety? Any better? I hope. Yeah, they were having problems. They got a nice, beautiful little dog. He got a nice, beautiful dog, and he's a wonderful dog, but he has some separation anxiety.
Probably not going to get much
Steve
better
and
because
Oki were,
they're retired, so they're around a lot. So
But still,
he's just so used to having them around all the time.
Steve and Oki we're working on it hard with the last time we were there, so we haven't gotten an update.
You make it. I've never tried the cauliflower crust, Jason. I've always wondered, does it taste the same? They say it does.
Steve said he just finished the weekend event with Jeeps. Good for you, Steve. I hope you all had a blast. I hope everything went well. I hope you brought CJ home in one piece, and you're heading back home in a few minutes. Okay, wonderful. I hope you had fun. I really do.
He had a great time with Steve and the Jeep.
Oh man, we had a blast. We really did. I just did the Sasco Cemetery myself today, and I went back and watched your Sasco Cemetery video, which was very well done. Very, very well done.
Hello, Robin. What the flock? How are you doing today?
Hey, Robin, how
You've
are
not
you?
had the cauliflower crust either. Yeah, I've seen that in the store.
I haven't had it either, but everybody says it's
They
good.
say it tastes the same.
Yeah,
So,
but-
Jason, tell us about it. Does
Yeah,
it
we should
taste about
try
the
it.
same? Hello, Tim. How are
Hey
you
Tim,
today?
welcome, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Absolutely. If you haven't ever checked out Tim's channel, check it out. He always does uh, do your own projects, and he's a really nice man. Like recently, he just brought a bunch of snacks, and also regularly visits a fellow YouTuber because he's having some medical problems in the hospital, and that's the kind of guy he is. He'll give you the shirt right off his back. He's a really nice guy. He really
You brought him egg rolls. Now that's extra special
Right?
because Tim makes the best egg rolls.
Oh my God, he certainly does.
Made his day for sure after hospital food. He's been in the hospital for like 6 weeks, I think it's been, and so he made his day by bringing some good food to him. That's what a good friend does.
And if none of you have gone over and checked Desert Adventures in Arizona with Stephen Oki, do yourself a favor, take a few minutes and check out some of their videos. They're awesome. They're awesome people, and they have an awesome channel. And we highly suggest you go visit him. And while you're over there, give him a like, hit a sub, and give them a comment. They're nice people. They love to get comments from everybody.
Robin, thank you. I'm looking forward to your sticker. Can't wait. We love stickers. We're so bad. We still have not done any of our shout outs on our stickers. We got to get to that. Life has just been
Oh my God, we just
so
been,
busy. We just don't know when to
I
stop.
almost
so.
can't wait to actually get on the road in October, where I'll actually be able to backpedal and work more on my YouTube channel than I have been. Than either one of us have been able to. I mean, really, huh, Sue?
I know, it's crazy.
And we've gained so many friends, and it's so hard to keep up with everybody's videos. And you feel bad if you don't watch the videos. And I try to break it up. I'll watch some this week, and then watch other people next week. And I just can't possibly keep up with everybody's videos. But I do try to tag everybody at least once every couple of weeks, because first of all, I'm interested in what they're doing, and I'm interested in their channels. That's why I'm subscribed to them.
Jason said it's come a long way. Originally, they weren't all that great, and nowadays they're better, sometimes better than the regular crust.
Yeah, that's
He
what,
uses
that's
the
what everybody says.
He said he uses the Kali Power brand crust. He said he doesn't care for their pizzas though, only the crust. Have to try it one of these days. I'm not a cauliflower fan, so that's why I've never really done it. But it would be totally gluten free for you.
Yeah,
so.
it would be. Yeah, and I've never had anybody say anything bad about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Never.
Sue, you could try that if you want, and because you're not doing the carbs, so you can actually have the
I think you
pizza
can have.
with the cauliflower.
Yeah,
That
you
would be a definite, okay thing for sure.
I know, Tim. It drives you crazy if you try to catch up on everybody's videos, but I just love everybody that I've made friends with, and I just want to try to support them whenever I can. I don't like super stress over it, but my point is, I think when I get on the road and have more time, I'll be able to do more of it. But as our channel grows, we have more and more and more and more friends.
Yeah, Sue, it is hard to try to work and do YouTube. It's really hard.
It is. Yep. So tomorrow I start my new job. I don't know if you all were here. I start my new job tomorrow. I haven't gone to a new job since 1982, and there's no reason in heck for me feeling this way, but I'm nervous and my palms are sweaty. As soon as I get there, as soon as I punch in and start working with the guys whom I've already met, and I worked with one of them a little bit the other day, just getting orientated with them, I'm guaranteeing you I'll be fine. Everything will be good. But it's a little bit like the anticipation before a doctor's appointment. You're worried, you wonder this, you do that, you do this, you get to the doctor's, and it's not, even worth worrying about. I need to learn to take things a day at a time and only deal with what I can deal with in this moment, not drive myself crazy worrying about it. I know I'll be fine. It'll all be good. I love my new boss. He seems like a wonderful man, and I love the new golf course I'm going to be working at. It's a beautiful place. So, yeah, I'll be fine, Steve. You're right, and I know that, but it's just built into
He's a built-in
a
warrior.
built-in warrior. With
We don't mean a
which,
warrior.
in a lot of ways in my life it's been a good thing. In a lot of ways in my life it hasn't been a good thing because I
Not
drive
a good
myself
thing.
crazy. You know.
Not been a good
Yeah.
thing.
Like I'm still worried about finicky Fanny, even though I drove all the way out to Arizona and back carefree. I still worry about it. You know.
Yeah, Tim, you're right. If you run their playlist once in a while, it's a good idea.
That is a good idea. You're right. And let them know you did that just to support them. Just so that they know that you're there for them. Crossover paranormal society.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
How are you guys?
Jason said that his dad's a lot like that. He said that before the doctor's appointments, he eats perfectly, and about a week before, and then after the appointment, he eats a huge greasy burger followed by chocolate bars.
Sounds like me.
Jason, your dad's probably about our age, right? So, because you're in your 40s, so your dad's probably about our age.
Just a pup in their 40s. Can you
Right?
imagine?
Yeah,
He probably don't feel like a totally young man, but
Right.
man, you are, guy. Trust me. When I was 40, I didn't feel like a young man either. But I was.
Carol says her sister eats the cauliflower mashed potatoes, and she said that eat them when they're hot, they are good. I gotta try stuff like that. The mashed potato ones I don't know about, but everybody on Weight Watchers say that they're really good.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Steve said warriors are usually warriors when they start something new.
That's me. I'll go right after it. My nose will go right to the grindstone, guaranteed. I don't know if you were here, Steve, but the other day I went to go to orientation. I was working with a young mechanic to get a feel for him, and he was perfectly happy to work with me. Absorbed everything I said to him, everything I did. He doesn't feel like I'm stepping on him at all. He just wants me to teach him, and that's fine. But I know right now I have nothing to worry about. So I'll go right in there. I'll put my nose to the grindstone. And he had a machine there. It was funny because he had a machine there. I want to say they said it hadn't been running in 2.5 months, at least not running properly. It would run and pop and backfire and smoke and run and pop and backfire and smoke and run and pop. And they've been trying to fix it. Well, 15 minutes later, I had it running like a charm. But it wasn't like rocket science. It's just like they paid me for experience. I knew it was going to be a bad ground, so I took the cover off the motor and I followed all the black wires. I cleaned up all of the grounds. I put the cover back on. I got it ready, and I kind of had the kid do some of it so I could see if he could use tools and all that, and he did. And I said, hit the ignition, ran perfect. That's shit luck. The whole place, the jaws, their jaws dropped. So now I'm not a mechanic. I'm a magician. So if I can hold that pedestal up, I'll be doing good. But there again, the kid didn't know to look for the grounds. So that's what they're paying me for, to teach kids like that. This particular machine will have problems like that, and I knew that. So.
Yeah, Jason, your dad is definitely older than us. He's 80, so he's got a good almost 20 years on us. So yeah, we're not quite there yet. But he just said that his parents
20 years, 13 for me.
Okay. He said his parents are the age of his friend's grandparents. His sister is almost old enough to be his mom. His middle name is Oops. You are so funny, I swear.
Oh God.
And Carol says we will close our eyes, Sue, and we will not be able to tell the difference in the pizza dough. All right, Carol. Next time we get together, we'll try the cauliflower pizza dough together. Okay.
If you want to try,
it's a plan.
If you ever want to try something Susie makes that's awesome, she makes a lot of awesome things. Her macaroni and cheese is just to die for. I swear to God, it's my mother's old recipe, and that's
no, it's not actually.
No, it's not. Okay.
I got it off the box. I got it off the box of macaroni and cheese.
It's very similar. It's very
I
similar.
cut it off the box, and I made it. I still have the piece of box.
It's just the best. It's just to die for. I'm telling you.
And now, if I ever buy macaroni and cheese in a store, it's like, oh, it's not as good as mine.
It's almost it's just as good as in comparison, it's just as good as Tim for more bang for your buck egg rolls, which are very good. That's all I've heard about is his egg rolls. And once I got one in my mouth and started chewing on it, I was like, oh my God, these things are awesome.
Stephen Timble said that at 80, his dad ought to be able to eat anything he wants to. But then Tim did add in moderation, of course.
In moderation, you can have a Hershey bar, you can have a devil dog, and then you got to eat right for another day or two. Yep.
And Tim also says gray hairs equal years of experience.
Yeah, I got a lot of them, but I got quite a few.
And Carol says he's feeling smart, Sue. You're gonna have to widen the door.
No, it was just luck. I swear to God, that was just something in that machine that I know. Well, that particular motor, I know it can be a problem over the years, and I mesmerized them. You know, it was just luck, really.
Miss Melody says she agrees with Carol.
Wait,
She always
pipes in when they're busting dad, right?
Exactly. It's only every now and then she pipes up. Otherwise, she's awful quiet, just listening over here.
Yep.
We love you, Melanie. And Carol, I did not agree to the taters. I only agreed to the cauliflower pizza. I don't know if I can do the taters. The pizza, you forget, I'm a baby when it comes
What's
to
potatoes?
vegetables.
The cauliflower potatoes, you mean?
Yeah. She said, well,
Good.
next time we get together, the taters
Yeah.
and the cauliflower pizza. The pizza I probably can do because if you add enough cheese to it, you probably won't notice the difference. But the taters, I don't know about that one.
Right. Melanie agrees with your macaroni and cheese. See,
Mel, yeah.
It's
Everybody loves my mac and
it's
cheese.
just the best. It's just to die for. It really is. And it's just once you start eating, you can't stop. She makes a big batch, and every time she makes a big batch, I'm like, wow, we'll have some tomorrow. Not so much. Most of the time, there is none for.
We should just make that as the meal.
You literally could.
We
would
could,
sit there
but we
and
end
eat.
up right.
Yep.
Did you see what Tim wrote? Come on, Murphy.
Yep.
You have to admit that it feels good to tell us the young ones, step aside and hold my beer.
Hold my beer, right? Yep. He's such a nice young man. I mean, we just hit it right off. I had a little bit of trepidation going there, thinking that he would think I'm going there to step on his toes, and I don't want this kid's job. I've been a mechanic all my life. I don't want to be the head mechanic. I want to spend most of my time cutting grass, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be his consultant. So I made that clear, and he accepted that fact. And as soon as I said, if you ever have any questions, just tell me. Oh, and I would next, you know, I'm looking at the sprayer. I'm looking at the greens more. Then I'm looking at that machine that they haven't gotten running. You know.
In fact, he was actually going to turn the job down because he kind of gets the feeling that he's going to be more mechanical.
I
He's going
almost
to be on the golf course. So he did actually turn it down. He called the guy and he texted him and said he was going to turn the job down because of that reason, that he didn't want to be the mechanic. He said, "Oh no."
I said, "Oh my God, no!"
You're not. No,
he said,
no.
Milton, please, just give me a chance. I'm going to put you on the golf course. Most of the time, I only want you to teach Mark. Once again, he said it in a text, which I'll say.
So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I mean, it's a wonderful golf course too. It's beautiful. It's very old. 1959. Not that
1959, the year I was born.
1959.
I noticed that. Yeah.
It's built by Cornish. And
it's old as me. Oh boy, that's old. Steve said the smart kids listen to the old guys.
The smart kids do, which is my ex-boss didn't listen to any of the old guys. Myself.
Well, your new boss, not your ex-boss. Well, yeah. Your new ex-boss.
My ex-boss, my new ex-boss, because he was only my boss, who, by the way, 2 days after I quit, he quit.
He put his notice in. He's done about a week.
He's done like maybe another week. Not quit, but resigned and going on.
Going to ruin somebody else's golf course.
Going to ruin somebody else's equipment. Yeah, but I'm not going to go there on this channel. But yeah.
And then he did another dirty one. He actually put his best friend, who was the assistant, he put his job up he decided to take his vacation because he figured, well, the new guy coming in is going to give him his vacation time. So he decided to take his vacation last week, and he put his job up out there for, job. What do I want to say?
Resume.
Put it out there saying he was looking for someone to refill his place. In other words, yeah. he's like, oh, he needs a new assistant.
And
So
Steve said, the smart kids listen to the old guys. You're right, Steve. And the reason why I know so much about mechanics today is because my father owned a Chevron station, a Texaco station, and then opened a repair business after that. And my grandfather and my father and me, when I was like 13, absorbed as much information from those two as especially my grandfather, as I could. And so I kind of went into training starting at 13. If I hadn't listened to those old guys, I would. There's a lot of stuff that I learned. I mean, right out of the chute, you know. I mean, my grandfather was, in my opinion, a way better mechanic than I ever will be. He was just unbelievable. Of course, cars were simpler back then and stuff. I get that, but machines were simpler. There was no computer. There was very little electronics. Everything was, mechanical. But still, he was a hell of a mechanic. So I learned from the best, but I listened.
he wishes that he would have listened to one of the old guys when he first started at Fort River, because he used to be on his knees, and the old guy would come in and say, "Hey, you need to wear knee pads. You need to wear knee pads. You got to wear your knees out. You got to wear your knees out." And he never listened to the old guys until the knees started hurting. He's
What the
like,
hell are they? What the hell
if
are
I
you
should have
talking about?
listened to
My
the
knees
old
are
guys-
fine. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah.
If I should have listened to him, I would have had good knees. He said, "Now I got bad knees because I didn't listen to the old guy."
And my knees have been kneeling on, cement, which is damp all the time. So yeah, my knees are pretty much not shot, but they're in tough shape. I can still get up and down though. I just do it. Just grab yourself by the bootstraps and do it. That's all you can do. So hopefully I won't have to do much of that because I've never had a lift before. At my old job, this job, I've got a lift so I can drive machines on a lift and bring them up to me instead of me going down to them.
Jason said to check out Lowe's Foods. I've never heard of that brand, Jason. The pizza sauce doesn't have. Yeah, there's another thing that's hard to find. No sugar in his sauce. Yeah.
Tim from More Bang from Your Buck says, I used to hate my dad making me hand him tools when he fixed cars. But oh boy, that took me far in life mechanically.
So true.
And you are very mechanically inclined, Tim. I've watched you work. Yeah. And
So true.
none of us are born knowing nothing. We were all born as infants with zero minds. So you have to learn everything. None of us knew it when we were born. That's all I know.
Carol says these kids today are cocky. Can't tell them nothing. It's so true, Carol. They don't think old people have too much knowledge, and that's the sad part. They don't realize the knowledge that older people have. Steve said, "Me too, Tim. Heaven help me if I gave him the wrong tool."
Yeah, right.
I
I
bet
asked for 9/16. Does that look like a 9/16? Right?
I used to be his assistant for a long time, and he'd say, "Give me such and such a socket," and I would look at
She
him and
was.
go, "Is that a big one or a small one?" Because I do not know my socket sizes or my what do I want to say, fractions. I do not know the sizes very well. I know when it comes to measuring small, I know a third and a quarter. I know that, but
Right, well,
not when it comes to
it's all like
5/16 and 9/16. It's like, is that a big one? He just like look at me like, yeah, it's a big one. But I always have to ask because I never knew. So yeah, I can't say I ever learned it either. I asked every time, so I was one of those kids that didn't learn whether it was a big one or a little one.
that's kind of how I started. Tim and Steve was, real young, handing my dad tools. I can remember that clear as a bell. I can remember him teaching me, big or small, give me a ruler. So he comes over, he shows me a ruler, and he shows me, look, 8, 3/16, 7/16, 3/8, da 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 da. So you'll know if I'm telling you if it's a 3, So he taught me right off. Look at the ruler, think about it.
He
Yeah.
tried that with me, but it still didn't work. It's like, is it small or big? You're getting
I
free
had
help
a-
here. Don't complain. Just tell me, small or big.
I had a side business. I for 8 or 10 years or whatever, I had a trailer full of tools, and I'd go to people's yards and fix their lawn equipment. And on Saturdays, Susie would come with me, which used to be handy because she would hand me the tools.
Yeah, no, I never got out of the job, Tim. I was still stuck with it. I was a good assistant, except for not knowing the size of the wrenches. Like he'd go to get a blade ready, I'd get the table out for him, and I'd have all his thing open for him. So I was a good assistant, very good assistant that way. I just don't know my measurements.
Or I've got a carburetor apart in pieces, and I'm totally concentrating on it, and she's talking about Madonna or something, and I'm like,
There was a time when I got yelled at for that. No, it was actually Britney Spears.
There you
Get that
go.
song? What?
I was
Don't
like,
talk
I
to
don't
me
want to
now.
talk about Britney Spears. I got to concentrate. I'll never know where these springs and ball bearings go. Stop talking to me, But no, she was a wonderful assistant, Tim.
But I have
She
assisted
really,
him in
she really,
everything
and she
from,
actually learned, She
from shingling the house to whatever he's ever done around
everything
here.
I've ever done around here, Susie's helped me. Shingle in the house. I mean, yeah,
I passed the shingles. I patched the nails. I've done all those kind of things, but I have not learned my measurements. Sorry, I don't think I will ever learn my measurements.
or geography.
Well, no, I'm not very good at my north, east, south, and west. Some things just didn't register. Sorry, guys.
Which way is Arizona from here?
West.
Okay.
I have learned a little bit.
She
So I've
has,
gotten
because
better.
she has.
I do have to
I'm
think.
just kidding around anyways, but she's not very good as far as like directions.
Well, no, he's not very careful about it at all, Steve. He yells at me, and I still hang around. You're right. No, everybody can be mechanically inclined, and I am not.
No,
I can hand the tools, but I cannot make them work. I'm like two left hands when I'm trying to work a tool. So.
And being mechanically inclined is motor skills, but like I know a lot of people that are super, super smart. I mean, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant people. And if you hand them a screwdriver and ask them to pull a light switch off the wall, they can't do it. It's just amazing. And that blows my mind because, yeah.
He said, Oki would say, okay, you do it yourself.
That's
Smart Oki.
Susie said that to me a few times. Don't kid yourself. I'm not helping you anymore. That's it. I don't need this shit. And she's gone. And I don't blame her. Yeah.
But I usually do come back. I don't go too far. So
no, she usually comes back.
I usually hang in there. 2 left feet as well. Yes, Miss Melanie. See, there she goes with stepping up.
Always a comment. I love her comments to pipe in every once in a while. You just begin to wonder if she's still there.
I do have 2 left feet. Yes, I cannot dance.
Anybody who doesn't know, Melanie Robbins is our daughter. So say hi to our daughter, Melanie Robbins. And she only pipes in when she makes fun of her parents, if you notice.
Tim, that's when I quietly retreat and say, okay, dear.
Right.
Correct answer here, Tim.
Right. Very funny. Very funny.
And Carol, you're poor with directions, so I guess you and I best not get in the car together. We'll be calling Steve to find our way, right, Steve? Steve helped Diana and I find our way back. We weren't too far off, but we were off, so he came and rescued us. So
that's funny too.
Hello, daughter Melanie.
Canadian Family Life is on.
Hello, Canadian Family Life. How are you?
Hello.
You came to visit us last time. It's so nice to have you come visit us again.
We usually end our live right now, but we're going to go an extra 15 minutes because there's so many wonderful people here. So we'll stay with you all another 15 minutes. It's not tough duty at all, that's for sure. We love we love all you guys. We really do.
We're asking about candy bars early. What's everyone's favorite candy bar?
Yeah, I don't think everybody's answered. My overall 100% favorite candy bar probably is a Milky Way bar. I mean a Snickers bar. But they changed the recipe. That's how I started with Reese's Pieces. I would eat Snickers bars all the time. Then all of a sudden they added salt to it.
Oh, like the salty caramel.
Like salty caramel on the inside. Ever since then, I can't eat Snickers. That's when I changed to Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and that was like two years ago. Now I'm doing Heath bars or Score bars. What do you guys like for candy bars? Steve, I know what you like for candy, and that's those wonderful clustered nuts that Oki made me when I was down there in Arizona. That is some of the best candy I've ever had. I actually almost put myself into a chocolate coma. I couldn't stop eating it. It was delicious. Oh my God.
He was just talking about Oki yesterday. He said, you got to call Oki. You got to get that recipe. You got to get that recipe for me.
Yeah, I want you to get in contact with Oki and get that recipe because it was outstanding.
Great Value Rice Krispie Chocolate Bar. Now that sounds like it's up my alley. That's kind of sounds like a Crunch Bar, which is one of my favorites too. I do love Crunch Bars.
My daughter Melanie said she likes
Melanie's Butterfingers. Is one of her favorites. Or her Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. She's a Reese's Peanut Butter Cups too. Hello, Peg Robinson. How are you today? No candy, protein bars.
Peg
Sugar
Robinson
kills you. Oh,
behaves and eats no candy, has protein bars. Good for you.
sugar kills me too. Sugar is where I get all my excess, you know what, from. So I'm supposed to stay away from that too. But it doesn't mean I behave myself on a regular basis. I'm trying. I'm trying to get back on that no sugar horse.
Steve says Hershey's Nuggets are his backup in case we run out of Okies.
Yeah, Oki made some real. I didn't get to even try
Oh
them.
my God.
I went to try them and I'm like, where are they?
They were
He had
gone. I
eaten them
couldn't
already.
stop. I swear to God. It was just delicious.
So Oki, send me a recipe, please, because
And,
he wants some more of those.
You know, Oki bought me some bread while I was down there. And,
Oh, that was really good
and
bread
I
too.
ended up like, you know, I really like it. Yeah. I'm not eating it right now, but I kind of go from one bread to the other so I don't get sick of it. But
Yeah.
I ate it for a while, the Canyon bread.
Canyon bread.
She was
yeah.
sweet enough to buy me some bread down.
That was very
down there,
sweet
yeah.
of her. She's a sweet lady.
They're sweet people in general.
It is a
Sure.
hot habit to cook the sugar, yeah.
Oh,
so.
please. I am right in the middle of it. I get the
He'll
shakes.
never kick it.
I'm like a heroin addict with it. Are you kidding me? I would
He
get
will
the
never.
shakes.
He will never kick it. Sue,
Say,
from Lucky Dog.
don't never say never.
Well, he never wants to kick it. Put it that way.
I don't want to kick it right.
He will
When
have.
I-
He
when
will
I-
have to have a medical
When I'm
issue
headed
in
for
order
the
to kick it.
diabetes aisle and,
Right.
and CVS is when I'll kick it. Other than
Exactly.
that-
That's
other
the
than
only
that, I'm
time,
good.
right? Exactly. It's when you have to.
And diabetes doesn't run in my family either, so I should be okay.
Oh, you can't eat hard candy, Carol? You don't have any of Oki's treats? Oh boy, Tim.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Oki, get to work.
Uh-oh.
You got some treats to be making.
I think she made it for me just because I'm gluten-free,
She
though.
did because she had made cupcakes.
She made cupcakes for everybody else,
Right.
and so I can't eat
right,
cupcakes.
so she was sweet and she made.
But I'm sure if you ask her, she will make us each a batch at some time.
He says next time they'll trade one. I'm assuming he's talking about an egg roll for
There you
some
go.
chocolate. One for one.
One egg roll for one piece of, yep, absolutely, Tim, no problem. Absolutely.
I do love chocolate, but I can go without chocolate. My thing is more, I love munchy stuff like chips and that, like Cheetos, and that's I can do. I love chocolate, but I can go without the chocolate for the munchy stuff. If I had to pick,
Yeah, I'm addicted to chocolate, but not straight chocolate. I like chocolate coated
Right.
things, you know, like I'll eat a Hershey's bar, but that's not my favorite. But I like the Skol bars and the Heath bars. They're coated with chocolate. Yeah, it's awesome. And
he's an ice cream freak too. That's his.
But I haven't been doing it, if you
No,
notice.
you've been doing good.
Only because I've developed an allergy to it. When I eat ice cream, I end up my eyes run and I can hardly breathe, and I start sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. One day, my daughter was here for ice cream recently for birthday or something. I don't know what it was.
No, I think he was just having ice cream for breakfast that morning. She stopped by
Whatever.
to visit.
And I started sneezing. Melanie's like, "Oh my God, Dad, you might want to stop eating ice cream." And so I pretty much have, though.
I think she has somewhat the same issue. She's not as bad as she
No,
was,
but
she
I
has the
used to
same
be like
thing.
her, so she'll get
Yeah.
that bad
Yeah.
now. You know.
A whole pound of M&Ms. That sounds like me. I tried the peanut butter M&Ms. Oh boy, I tried those on vacation, which I really did bad on vacation. I ate pretty much everything I wanted to eat, but I ate the peanut butter ones, and oh my gosh, they are so good. I ate the whole bag. I bought them for him, and he didn't have any. I ate them all myself.
That's a good question, Steve. Steve wants to know to Tim. Ogie wants to know if he uses egg roll wraps to make like an apple pie. Wow, that would be.
I bet that would good.
I'll bet that would be really good. Make a nice pastry.
And definitely feel awful for a whole day. You're right.
Yeah, you feel
Right,
awful
Tim.
after. It's ridiculous, you know. It is, and I do it to myself all the time. Like I had to eat both the Skol bars I bought yesterday. I was going to eat one now and one late in the day. I ate both, and next
For breakfast.
you know, I'm like, oh, my stomach just felt like shit. Yeah.
We stopped at the store. He said we were out doing errands yesterday morning early. This was like 8:30 in the morning, probably 8:30 in the morning. And he said, I got to stop at the store to get a Skol bar. And he said, do you want anything? So I said, well, okay, get me some of the munchies. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. And he
No,
said,
she goes, I don't know. Have you been to Cumberland Farms? There's like a million choices. I mean, I know what she likes, but there's a lot of choices.
So anyways, I said Cheetos. So he comes out with this medium-sized bag of Cheetos. First of all, it was $5.49 for a small bag of Cheetos. Are you kidding me? $5.49. But I had the bag of Cheetos for breakfast, and he had 2 Skol bars. So we started our day off really good yesterday with very nutritious meals.
But then we ate better later.
We did.
When we were on the road, we would do that a little bit too. we would eat a little bit bad in the morning and then eat good later.
So is Opie going to make apple pie if I bring the egg roll wraps?
That's a good question.
Bye, Steve. Have a great day. Thanks so much
Bye,
for joining us,
Steve.
and have a safe trip home.
Thank you very much for stopping by, Guy. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you again.
Carol says you can have them all because you're too thin.
I know, I am too thin.
But it stinks that somebody who's thin like him that can eat anything he wants and not gain. So that's
Bye, Sue.
an annoying thing for us.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and we're gonna actually call it a day. It's 10 minutes past, so
Thank you, Sue, for joining us as always.
yes, Steve. Have a safe drive home. Thank you, Tim, for coming. Thank you,
Thank you, everybody.
for everybody that's been here. We
so
appreciate it. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up on the way out for us. We would appreciate it, and we love all of you. And we'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel,
5 p.m. on Sundays.
5 p.m. on Sundays.
We can't thank you all enough. Bye, Tom and
We
Lori.
love
Bye, everyone.
we love
Carol,
all you guys. Okay,
Tim,
Tom, Lori, thank you.
Jason.
Tim, Jason, all of you folks.
everybody else that's been here to visit us. Peg, thank you so much
Everybody.
for stopping in to visit
We
us. We so
appreciate it.
appreciate it. Canadian family, we thank you as well. Thank you, everybody. Miss
Thank
Melanie
you.
also.
Melanie,
thank you, everybody.
we love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take good care. Have a great week.